And we've been doing some fun stuff here in the Santa Clarita Valley, talking about the Remo Drums Health Rhythms program. And Remo Drums and their new comfort sound technology that has been groundbreaking in helping autistic children, Alzheimer's patients, veterans with PTSD, and a ton more. They actually have just been doing awesome stuff. And one of the people that has been a big part of this and has been involved in this is John Scalici, and he joins us now. John, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's good to be with you.
Yeah, thank you and you're calling from all the way from Alabama, right?
Yeah, Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay, so I have to say, do I say Roll Tide to you? Isn't that like customary? Don't I have to say that?
You absolutely can, and you're saying it to the right person.
Okay, so if I would have said War Eagle, the interview would have been over, is what you're saying.
I would have had to have hung up.
Oh, okay. Whew, all right. That was close. That was close. I had a 50-50 shot there.
The relationship.
Okay. So John, I wanted to ask you.
Fanatical.
You're not a fanatical fan?
I'm not as fanatical as many of my friends.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
you're all good.
It's because you're a musician. Musicians, they play. Pun intended. They play to the beat of their own drum. And
Correct.
And so, talk to me a little bit about your background with just music in general.
Well, I started out as a drum set drummer, probably like we all do, like Remo did, Remo Belly, drum set drummer, and did that for a number of years and got to do some really cool things. It was great. There comes a point in your life where you have to make a decision. If you're not going to go up, if you're not going to go any farther, you have to be comfortable with that. And I wasn't comfortable with that. I didn't want to play in clubs the rest of my life. So I made a decision that I wanted to add more value to more people through the drum. And that's when I got into drum circle facilitation and things like that. And I still play. I still write music. I still play music. But, drum circle facilitating and doing group programs is where my passion is.
Okay. And so how did you find Remo and Health Rhythms and this technology?
This was right about the time when the internet hit real big. And, you had these search engines and it was all brand new. So if you had, something you wanted to find out about, you typed in a search word and you just unearthed a plethora of wonderful information. And so that's how I discovered Remo. It's how I discovered one of my other mentors, Arthur Hull, and other people who were using the drum in this manner. I actually ran across another gal by the name of Christine Stevens, who eventually became a mentor of mine. Christine was working at Remo, for Remo at the time, and helped develop that Health Rhythms protocol. About 2 years passed, and she knew what kind of work I was doing. She knew I wanted to work with all kinds of people, and she believed in me and said, why don't you consider becoming a Remo endorser? And that was the beginning of a long, wonderful relationship. And now, I feel like I'm a part of that Remo family. It's been 14 years. I couldn't do it otherwise. I get, good prices on equipment. People that do what I do have to buy 20 and 30 drums at a time.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing. So that's kind of where I am now. And I do everything from corporate programs to special needs and everything in between.
We're speaking with John Scalici. He is from Get Rhythm. You can go to getrhythmprograms.com for more information on his program. One quick question, final question here, John. I wanted to ask you how much of it, since getting with the Remo's comfort sound technology and all that stuff, what difference have you seen with your program? Enormous.
I'll tell you in a nutshell. 99.9% of people out there think that drums are loud. They think they've always been loud. They think that there's only one way to play a drum, and that's loud, and they're just a loud instrument by nature. And sometimes that's true, especially for beginners who don't have a lot of technique. When Remo started developing this comfort sound technology, it took the volume down by about 60%. So it's been amazing for people that have some sensory issues with the high-end sound of the high-end frequency of a drum, especially near the edge of the drum. All that is gone. So now you've got this very tactile, it's got a rough surface on it, it's very comfortable on your hands, and it's not loud. It's not loud. It's so incredible. It's easy on the ears, and you can do everything that you could or should do with a normal drum, except, you've slashed your volume by about 60%.
Awesome.
So let's say somebody with PTSD, somebody with sensory issues, a child with autism who is very, very affected, by high frequencies or just anything loud, that's gone. So now they actually get some type of immediate benefit from playing the drum rather than, being turned away by it.
Fantastic.
That's a huge difference. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you're talking about PTSD and sensory issues. That makes I'm sure a world of difference. John, I thank you for coming on. Again, go to getrhythmprograms.com. If you want to learn more about the Remo comfort technology, you can also go to remo.com. John, thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.